Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and it's Debsy, and place to be, it's Debsy. Bloop, bloop, that's me. Boop, Debsy. Hey guys, happy Thursday. I hope everybody is having a wonderful week and had a great day. It is Thursday, so it is the night before Halloween, and luckily my my headache is gone. I was feeling okay during the day, and then yesterday, like, as the day went on, like towards nighttime, I just started to get a terrible headache. So I took the night off. I rewatched Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I made my notes. Here we go. This was a week. Listen, I will say it again. Real Housewives of Salt Lake City is top tier television. It's a triple T. It's top tier television. And this week was no exception. That opening, listen, they have to be nominated for they have to be nominated for an Emmy for best reality TV show. And the editing is top level on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Like, even like that opening was just chef's kiss, like above any other reality TV show, even like other housewife franchises on Bravo. It's just the best right now. So this week we got a collab that I never thought we would get, and that was Real Housewives Below Deck collab, which anytime you're gonna bring me some Captain Jason, I'm going to say, yes, please, may I have another? Yes, please, may I have another? So the ladies get on the boat. The only one that's missing is Bronwyn. Now, Bronwyn, at first I was like, I get it why Bronwyn wouldn't want to go, because why would you want to be stuck at sea when there's all of this like legal uncertainty that's like brewing around you? You know what I mean? Like, you know that you're going to be the focus probably of a lot of questions. So, but she does end up showing up. And the reason why she does show up is because she says she just wants to have a little fun. I can understand that, because with everything that's going on around her, with like her dad, and her living with Muzzy cannot be fun. Living with Todd cannot be fun. So, I mean, I can kind of see where she's coming from. Would I think that's fun? No. I mean, if it were in another situation, sure, but not here. Not with these women. Okay, so like I said, Bronwyn comes in on a tender. I was gonna say a tender on a tender. Brittany, listen, Brittany, she says off the bat, is going for Captain Jason. We then find out that she's going to go for anything that has 3 legs. Is all I'm saying. She goes for any man on there, whether it's like Jason or Jao, or that other dude that's you know, the other guy that's British. And then we find out that she's on a 30-day break from Jared, but he came over, but she was packing and he came over. So, you know, that ended, and now she's on a 30-day break from him again. But she also brings this stuffed animal, this stuffed unicorn that, what does it say? I love you. I love you, baby. You are loved, or something like that, in Jared's voice. I'm going to tell you what. That woman, she ain't never, if she has to choose between her daughter or a man, she's going to pick the man every time. I'm going to tell you that right now. She's going to pick that man every time. I'm sorry, Olivia, but it doesn't look good for your mother getting to know you. Okay, so Heather. Lisa and Meredith are rooming together. And to me, it really sounds like, based on the conversation they're having, Lisa's talking, when she talks about Bronwyn, she seems like she's getting very sarcastic. And I don't, so that means based on that, I don't believe the whole thing of like, whenever the two of them made up, like Bronwyn and Lisa, and they both decided we're not going to go low anymore. I don't think Lisa is going to go by that. Now, I could be wrong. But that's what I thought. When I saw this, that's what I thought. Meredith is like, do you think Bronwyn's going to bring this up? And she said, one of the little digs she said was Lisa said that Bronwyn will bring up some iteration of the truth. See what I mean? Little things like that. Bronwyn and Brittany are rooming together. So neither one of them likes this, especially Bronwyn. Bronwyn just says they start talking about these legal issues that were brought up. Bronwyn's legal issues that were brought up. And she says someone in the group is planning these stories. She says, I didn't steal a car. There's this whole thing of Grand Theft Auto. I didn't steal a car. And the alleged issues, like the alleged crimes, they keep changing. Like either they were like, 4 years ago, or they were last year, or they were, they keep changing. She says they're all lies. And she says, well, listen, we all make mistakes. I'll own all of my mistakes. I like that. I like that she is forthcoming with the fact that, she was thrown out of BYU. She was 19 and pregnant at the time. She moved and she did not pay like the last 2 years of, or was it the last 2 years or the last 2 months? It was, anyway, she didn't pay the last bit of remaining money on the eviction. So those followed her. But she's, and she had said that there was the eviction, and then there was another case, which wasn't last year, that's sealed. It's all sealed up, and it references a penal code. There's a penal code listed, and also under that penal code, it references things such as grand theft and identity theft. So she's saying that she didn't commit those, but referenced in this penal code is these two other crimes. Okay, and let's talk about Angie. Angie's sick. Angie's sick as a dog. So she is out most of the episode because she's just sick as a dog. So everybody has lunch. And Whitney just asks Bronwyn, is everything okay? And she's like, well, listen, I almost didn't come because people are twisting things. And Todd told me not to come, but I'm here. Meredith basically asks for clarification. Bronwyn admits, hey, listen, I was kicked out of BYU. I was evicted. I didn't pay the last couple months of rent. It followed me out to California. There were no charges. And there were no charges against me. But this was just the eviction. Then she said that something had gone on with work. At her work, she cooperated with authorities. All the charges were brought not against her, but against somebody else that she works with, and everything was sealed. And there's a lot of speculations going on, and a lot of it isn't true because they can't get in, people can't get into the records because they're sealed. So people are just twisting things and making things up. Then she says, listen, both Todd and I are concerned that someone in this group is planting these stories or digging things up or making things up. Whitney's like, yeah, it's kind of weird how things just get dug up. Bronwyn agrees, and Bronwyn won't say who, like, she won't say who it is, but Lisa gets really defensive. Like, she's like, nobody would do that in this group. Nobody would do this. We've been hanging out for years. Nobody would do it. She got very defensive. When Bronwyn didn't say anything about, she didn't say Lisa did it. And all of a sudden, she's just screaming and yelling and saying, like, she wouldn't have, she doesn't dig things up and this and that. On Watch What Happens Live, I didn't watch it because I'm getting tired of them constantly having Lisa Barlow on, but Lisa claimed that Bronwyn had said, and they apparently cut it out, that she's saying that Bronwyn said that she thinks it's Whitney that did it. If that was the case, why wouldn't they have kept that in? And also, if that's the case, and she said Whitney, well then why wasn't Whitney like screaming that she didn't do it? Also, why, if she said Whitney did it, why would Lisa have been yelling so loudly and defending everybody? Like, Lisa is not a huge fan of Whitney's, like, at all. So that doesn't make any sense. That makes no sense at all. But everybody was like, you're acting a little too defensive, and you're getting a little too crazy with this. I mean, it's kind of making you look, even if you didn't do it, it's making you look very guilty that you did. Lisa's like, nobody would dig anything up. We don't dig things up. Oh, much like, and then she said, like Bronwyn dug up all the information on my lawsuits. She didn't dig anything up. That was in the papers. Like, if you can read and you get the paper, then it's there. It's public knowledge. It's for the taking. But these are sealed. So in order to get information, you would have to do some digging. Bronwyn also says, she doesn't mention who she thinks it is. She does not give a name, but she does mention that all of this intensified, everything around these allegations intensified right after Amy's party, like right after everything went down between her and Lisa. Lisa's, honestly, she's really not doing herself any favors. She's blinking erratically. She's screaming. She's not doing any, like, nobody mentioned her name, and then she just starts screaming. She goes from like 0 to 150 in 0.2 seconds. It's very incriminating. So then the ladies go swimming. Let me tell you what, Heather looked very cozy with Captain Jason. I'm gonna tell you, and also Heather looked good. Listen, Heather's sporting a bikini, getting all close with Captain Jason, which made Brittany a little jealous. Like, what are you doing with my man? Heather admitted they fucked around, but nothing's there. And then afterwards, she's like, wait a minute, I said that to her? I'm like, please take that out. Of course they didn't take it out. I wouldn't either. So Brittany isn't just going for Captain J. She's going for anybody any man who will look her way. That's what I'm saying. She ain't ever gonna get back with her daughter because she's too busy looking. She's too busy looking for a man. Okay, so Whitney and Bronwyn are in Bronwyn's room, and Bronwyn didn't even. She's talking. Bronwyn saying something like, "Listen, I didn't even say that it was Lisa," but then all of a sudden, she starts yelling about how it would never be one of us. One of us would never do that. But in the social media where this is all referenced, they call Bronwyn Conwyn, and that's what Lisa called her at Amy's. And then, so she calls her that at Amy's. And then next day on Twitter, boom, there it is. Conwyn Fraudport. Okay, so then a little bit later, Heather and Whitney are talking in their room. And Heather's like, listen, this has been going on for a little while. With as far as like Lisa gathering information on Bronwyn. Because remember, last year at the reunion, Lisa brought up the necklace that Todd supposedly got her for their anniversary. And she went and she contacted Emma, the jeweler, and was asking her about this. So she does dig. She went out there, she dug for information, and also at Amy's brunch, Heather overheard Lisa asking Amy about Bronwyn and about Todd. So there's all of that. So for Heather, it seals it for Heather that she's the one who leaked it, because she does this to a lot of people. So they're like, let's get Heather says, okay, get Meredith in here. We got to see what she thinks. They pull Meredith in, and Heather's just like, isn't it kind of odd how we were talking about Lisa's lawsuits before, and now we're not. Now we're distracted, almost as if like to say, Lisa could have done this Lisa did this as a way to distract from her issues, from her problems. It's no surprise though. Meredith is like, she doesn't think Lisa did it because correlation does not equal causation. And once again, my thoughts go to like, what does Lisa have on Meredith? Or is Meredith just so afraid of like what Lisa will do? Because it is true that when Lisa's mad at you, things do just appear, like things in your past, or and she did say she knows everything. Like she goes to Wendy's, she gets information. No matter where she goes, people tell her things. So I mean, she did admit later on that she does know things. Okay, so dinner. There's 8 ladies on the trip. There's only 6 having dinner because Angie cannot get out of bed. Like she's thrown up. So she's staying in her cabin, and Mary's staying with her. Great friend. Listen, to be honest with you, that's probably where I would want to be too. Although, listen, there's part of me that would just want to be laying in bed. But then there's another part of me that would like to be upstairs, like listening to everything, but not getting involved. You know what I mean? Okay. So things kick off with Brittany. So I don't know how they get on Brittany, but then Bronwyn is like, Brittany, don't act like you don't you're not mad. You're just not mad at anybody here. And then they flash back to a trip, like a little shopping trip, I guess, that Bronwyn and Brittany were out shopping, which surprised the shit out of me because I really didn't think that those two would spend any time together. But Brittany is in the changing room, and she's talking about Lisa. She's talking back on Lisa. She's talking back on Meredith. She's like, Lisa is getting on my nerves. She's acting like my big sister. And Meredith, she says, Meredith, she has these seizures, and she goes from 0 to 100 in 0.2 seconds, and it's ridiculous. So Brittany, or Bronwyn stirs the pot and brings this information up. Now listen, that's great to do as a Real Housewife because, you know, we want drama. But, Brittany, listen, Brittany, when are you going to learn not to say shit? Because number one, it's going to be caught on camera. And number two, it's going to be used as a distraction because that's what that was. That was a distraction. Would I say it's kind of like a little bit of her bullying Brittany? Maybe a little bit. But, I don't know. Don't take this the wrong way, but sometimes it's tough for me to feel bad for Brittany. Like sometimes I do, but sometimes I don't. After we saw how she is with her daughter, I'm not saying anybody should be bullied. I don't think anybody's being bullied. As somebody who was bullied like growing up, like incessantly in elementary school and middle school for being fat, yeah, I don't know that's bullying. Maybe the word bullying is being tossed around like too lightly, but I don't know. Brittany, maybe don't trust everybody with what you say. So that got into why was I almost going to move past this? So that then brings up the fight between Brittany and Meredith. And Meredith screaming, you know, Meredith and Brittany's not wrong. Meredith is very easily aggravated. And she does go from like 0 to 100 in, you know, 0.2 seconds flat. She really does. She should not have used the word seizure. Seizure isn't even like the right word to use. Maybe she could have said she throws a tantrum, or she has a fit, or she has an outburst. You know, maybe don't use seizure, because you know that, I mean, that could offend somebody. And Meredith just doesn't like Whitney or doesn't like Brittany anyways. So Meredith throws water on Brittany, even despite the fact that she didn't say Jared. And then the funniest thing though was Brittany throws water at Meredith. Meredith throws her hand out and does like a water bending thing where the water deflects completely off of her and onto Bronwyn. So I thought that was kind of cool. So there was that. Now we're going to get into the main part, because Heather then says we have to own up to things, and what else do we need to own? Whitney was like, well, I think you, meaning Heather, and you, meaning Meredith, need to own something. And that's the conversation that we had in our room. And Heather is like, listen, I just got to be real. I want to keep it real. I think you, Lisa, are the source of the leak. Everybody was like, what? Well, listen, Whitney thinks it's true. Whitney thinks it's true because she knows, she's like, Lisa, you know all this information before it's leaked. And then the fireworks start going off. Lisa's screaming, Lisa's crying, talking about, you're lucky I talked to any of you. Listen, the reason why you talk to them is because contractually you have to. I'm thinking that when they're not filming, that they probably don't talk, is what I'm thinking. So yeah, Below Deck has never seen anything like this. Like, one of the ladies is like, they're up there, they're literally killing each other. And this is, listen, it's craziness. That poor staff and a captain, they're coming out, they're trying to serve dinner. They can't even get dinner served. Listen, Heather's yelling, you know all the dirt. You know all the dirt. So just admit that to her. Tell her that you know all this dirt. And she's like, how dare you? I'm not going to admit anything. You can't make me admit anything. Meanwhile, Jason is going down. Captain Jason goes down. He visits Angie and Mary, and they're just having a lovely time. And they're like, what's going on? What's going on up there? He's like, I went in there and it's like, I'm a ghost. And Angie's like, well, if you come down here, we will not treat you like a ghost. We will treat you. I would treat him fine. If you come to my bed, Captain Jason, I would treat you okay. So then Lisa's like, listen, if you really think that I'm leak, then I can't be your friend. And Heather's like, well, if you can't hear what I'm saying, then you can leave the boat. So, she's crying, she's screaming, I didn't do this. I'm not going to admit to something that I didn't do. Leave me alone. She calls John, and Heather's trying to follow her around. She's like, fuck you, get away from me. I don't want to talk to you. John, they're saying I'm doing things that I didn't do, making me admit to things I didn't do. So Heather is following her around. I'm not going to leave you alone. I'm not going to leave you alone. Don't touch me. I'm not going to leave you. Why, Heather? Listen, just let her go. So eventually Heather's like, fine. And I just did this because my nose is getting so stuffed up. I don't know if you can hear it, but my nose is getting really stuffed up. And it's getting ready to just be like, wow. So yeah, eventually Heather's like, listen, fine, that's fine. I'm going to leave you alone. So Lisa goes, sits out on like this little deck, and Brittany goes out and is like, hi, hey, I was looking for you. She's like, don't touch me. Leave me alone. I don't want anybody to touch me. Don't touch me. She's crying about how she wants John to come and pick her up. And listen, like I said, Heather, don't beg for her to talk to you. So Heather goes down to Angie and Mary's room. She tells them what's going on. Both Mary and Angie are like, listen, you were just being honest. You are saying what we all think. We all think this. Meanwhile, while all that is going on, Whitney is getting a tour from the inner workings of the ship from Daisy. She's touring the boat. She's going to the galley. Finally, somebody told Chef Ben that they loved his food, because he goes out to introduce himself and everybody's screaming, and he walks off. He's like, fuck that. I can't do this. So she goes down. She tells him she loves his food. And I thought that was nice that she just went and told them that she appreciates them and showed them, that not everybody is crazy. But listen, I think there is a strong possibility that Lisa did it, that Lisa did leak it. And if she didn't leak it, then she had somebody else leak it so that she didn't have her hands dirty. I think it could have been her. I think it could have been her. I hear a lot of people on, not a lot, I hear some people online saying that they think it could either be Heather or Whitney. I don't think that it's Whitney. If it could be anybody else, maybe Heather. But I don't say that I'm 100% convinced that it's Lisa. However, I think it is curious that all of this is coming out at a time when Lisa is having the attention on her for not great reasons. Also, it is kind of like her it's very much like her, that when she's mad at someone, something then conveniently that's not appealing comes out about that person, is all I'm saying. So listen, once again, this was top tier television. If you watched, please let me know what you thought. And if no one told you yet today, listen, you're loved, seen, and heard. Please make sure that you put love, kindness, compassion, acceptance, hope, and positivity out there in the world so it comes right back at you. Please take care of one another. Let's treat each other with kindness because it is free. Treat each other the way that you would want to be treated. Also, be aware of your surroundings. Be smart and safe. Let's hydrate with some water. I have to do that when I go upstairs because I have to tell you, I think it's a hot flash. But I am so hot. All I want is just a big glass of ice water. So I'm going to get that when I go upstairs. And also, if you're in a dangerous situation, please know that Dolly and I are sending our love, thoughts, prayers, and positive energy your way. So you make it through. Listen, we just speak of making it through. I just got to get through tomorrow. And then I have a week and a day off. So we're going to do that. You may or may not get a video from me tomorrow. I think I might try to do I might try and watch a scary movie downstairs tomorrow night, right in here, and turn all of the big lights off and just have those lights on behind me and maybe have some snacks. Oh my God, but I don't know. Listen, you know what I love to do? I love on Halloween. I usually watch the movie Halloween because Halloween, the original, is for me, it's my Halloween movie, my favorite Halloween movie, because Michael Myers is just the scariest for me. Oh, well, maybe not the scariest, but for me, he's scary. He's my go-to guy for Halloween. It's Michael Myers. He scares the bejeebus out of me. He's the one that I could watch, because some of the others like Pennywise, I just can't do that. I cannot do clowns. I just can't. I don't know why I have to have this on now. I'm hot, but I have this on. So, okay, I might do that. I might come downstairs and have some some snacks, possibly. Okay, so I'm going to get going. I will see you guys. I will possibly see you guys tomorrow. And if not, then I probably will. So I will see you guys tomorrow. And with that, arrivederci. Ta-ta. See you tomorrow. Love you guys. Bye. Bye.